Hi everyone, Bernard here with the latest Citizen vlog, with my thanks to my website for helping me put this together, as far as giving me a chance to do it, movieGameNostalgia.com. It's Saturday the 28th of December, so I'm here after an interesting night, to say the least. Last night, 27th at the Molineux game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolverhampton Wanderers 3, City 2, and I feel as though I've got a hangover this morning. I just feel as though I've been, no drink. I'll be honest with you. I've had not one beverage past my lips yesterday or even the day before, which obviously was Christmas Day. Was okay. I only had a couple then, but I feel this morning as though I've just got a hangover after that last night. I can only put it down to the actual emotion of the game, to be honest with you. I was quite dead emotionally. It's a bit dramatic, isn't it, for most of that game last night, because I couldn't really believe what I was watching. And the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, even the good's got an asterisk against it, because I'm struggling to find the good out of anything last night, on and off the pitch. And it was really, I think, a microcosm, wasn't it, of the season again last night. I think we've had 2 or 3 games that have been a bit like that, where they've sort of summed our season up. And I'll never, I love my club. I love City. We're a great team. We've been a fantastic team. But, we've got to ask some questions at the moment. There's a lot of things wrong. I mean, we beat Leicester, and obviously they got pummeled by Liverpool. But, there's a bit of the old City came back, wasn't it? But I don't know yet. I mean, yesterday, it's go through the game anyway, and we'll raise some points as we go through it. Stats-wise, well, the lowest stats ever for a Pep team, which isn't surprising, is it? Possession-wise, 62% for Wolves, 38% for City, which is not a surprise. 20 shots for Wolves, 8 on target. Again, no real surprise. And for City, 7 shots with 3 on target. So, again, I think we had 1 corner. Did we right at the end? I think they had a few corners. If we look through the game, I mean, I'm going to obviously do the Stuart Brennan watch later, and obviously I'll look forward to the City Sheffield United game later as well anyway. But that's the basic stats of the game. If we look at the game from the 11th minute, the Ederson thing, I mean, we were caught out, weren't we? Let's be honest about it. We were done for pace, caught square at the back. Ederson, you've got to make a decision as a goalkeeper. You've got to make a decision that, you could do something that's going to risk the game. It's going to get you sent off and basically lose you the game, or most games, even a team like City is going to lose you against a good team as well. Wolves are a good team. I've watched Wolves all season. I've not been overly fantastic about Wolves. I think they're very well organised. It's the sort of team that can harm City, because they are well organised, and that's who City struggle against. These teams that, and they're pretty much one-trick ponies. Some good individual players, but I mean, a lot is revolving around Traore at the moment. So if you can take Traore out of the game, which we failed to do for whatever reason, they probably would have failed to do with 11 men, never mind 10. But yeah, I mean, Wolves are okay, but as I said, you've got to make that decision as a goalkeeper. And even though I think it was harsh overall, I thought the AR was going to overturn it and make it a yellow card, because the Wolves player went. The Wolves player made the most for that. He could have actually carried on and probably scored. Actually, he could have just carried on running and put the ball in. He was play acting there, the Wolves game. I don't think there's any need for that. But Ederson was stupid, absolutely stupid. 11 minutes into it, we don't do that. Ederson just we've seen it before, haven't we? Well, he rushes off. But, I mean, you've got to have at least a 50-50 chance in your mind. I mean, there's no way he came out like that thinking he had a 50-50 chance of getting to that ball before the Wolves forward. I don't know who it was. So, for that reason, obviously, I've marked Ederson very poorly later on. Some people complain to Stuart Brennan, how could you give him a mark when he's only on for 11 minutes? But that's not the point. He was only on 11 minutes because it's his own fault. So anyway, Atkinson, who's one of the most inconsistent referees, of a bunch of inconsistent referees, he lets things go. He pulls things up that you can't understand where you don't know what to expect from Atkinson. Basically, you just don't know what sort of you're going to get inconsistencies, and that the only thing consistent is the inconsistencies. Anyway, so that was obviously after 11 minutes. I mean, we were playing a Wolves team that was unchanged for 5 games again, so they're organised. This is what I said. These are the teams that can ours. So we've got the wonderful Mr. Bravo coming on, who goes off? Sergio Aguero. But I honestly don't, unless if Gabby Jesus hadn't been ill, I think Gabby Jesus would have started this game. I don't think Sergio would have probably started it. So I think Pep had one eye on obviously tomorrow's game, and obviously the thoughts that perhaps Gabby's not going to recover as quick. He's only got a day or two to recover. He's not going to recover. So I think that's why he brought Aguero off, and it was probably the right thing to leave Sterling on, wasn't it? I mean, that was probably the right thing to do at the time. He was an outlet, wasn't he? Sterling he had a bit of pace, and it seemed to work out okay. But so we've got the obviously some people cruelly call him the Chilean hologram, don't they? Claudio Bravo. I don't go that far, but I think it's pretty appropriate sometimes, not all the time. Anyway, that was okay. I mean, the City, 11-man City never look overly confident in front of Bravo. We never do, no matter how much you stick up for Bravo and say he's improved as a goalkeeper, and he is a good goalkeeper. He has been a good goalkeeper, but we're never the same with Bravo in net, and it's obviously doesn't bode well for the Sheffield United game on Saturday. So anyway, that was the option, down to 10 men. What did I think at the time? An old City that's been performing week in, week out could afford to go down to 10 men and look organised. This isn't the old City. This is a shadow of that team. So even though I was optimistic that we could still control the game, and I think for a little while we did, we played okay. Wolves seemed to lack that little bit of ambition, even though we'd gone down to 10 men. They were sort of biding the time, and it allowed for Mahrez to jink and chink. And yes, it was a foul. It was a bit soft. He did overdo it a little over-egged the die, but he was stood on. I mean, I thought it was the push on his shoulder initially, which was nothing really, but he was actually stood on in a similar way that David Silva was stood on early in the season, but was totally ignored. But hey, there you go. But obviously, the ref give it. VAR, overturned the referee. The referee Atkinson didn't give it, which is fair enough. I mean, you probably didn't notice that. And obviously, the way Mahrez went down, so he'd been shot. Obviously, the referee's not going to give him the benefit of the doubt, is he? And then you get the diabolical thing of Sterling. He has scored a penalty. We've seen him score a winning penalty at Wembley, haven't we? In the final that time where for us, but I was a bit wary. I mean, I didn't even think which way he was going to put it, really. I was usually, you know me, I like to say, yeah, he's going to put it to this way and that way. But I did think he was going to stick the replay of it in the same place. I just knew he was going to put it in the same place. And he did. I think it was even worse. I don't think it was even much better. But obviously the first penalty was poor. And encroaching, I've said a few games back, there's no point in anyone encroaching, defence or mid or forwards. You've got to just stay on the line. And I've noticed it's Bernardo who comes sprinting in from the left. But for the first penalty, he mistimed it. He was actually in the box before the penalty was taken. So if he'd have put in the rebound, it wouldn't have counted because he was already in the box. So that's a dangerous thing to do, to come sprinting from distance and just time it so that obviously you're at pace hitting the penalty box. But it takes some skill, and it's not, as I say, he got it totally wrong on the first one, when we did have to have it retaken because the Wolves player was encroached. I think his foot was on the line. And there's no point. There's no point from a defensive or forward point of view of encroaching, because if it ends up being rebounded and one of you puts it in, there's a chance it's going to be disallowed. So don't do it. Would I risk sprinting in? Probably not. But anyway, so we had another chance, and again, probably the worst penalty. But fortunately, Patricio, is it the Wolves keeper, just that was poor keeping by him. He literally just gave it back to him. He should have pushed it out, but obviously he gave it back to Sterling, and he tucked it away, and it's 1-0 after 23 minutes. And Wolves didn't do a lot until about 40 minutes. Then we had 7 minutes of injury time. So for 12 minutes, we got a little taste of what the second half was going to be. City was sitting back, trying to soak up pressure. City can't defend with 11 men. We can't defend with 10 men and Bravo in net. No chance. And I was saying at half-time, I think I chat to my lad half-time on WhatsApp, I think. We obviously were watching this at different places. And I said, we've got to be, and I think I put on Twitter, we've got to be positive the second half. We're not going to, if we sit back and defend, we're going to lose this game. There's no doubt about it. We can't defend it. So we're going to have to try and be positive, and the best form of defence is attack. And be positive. But what happens at half-time? He brings on Garcia, so he puts five along the back, which again was a mistake in my opinion. But It didn't look too bad again, did it? I mean, obviously, bit of a damp squib start to the second half, and then superb ball by KDB. And this is what we wanted Sterling to do. And Sterling scored 2 goals tonight, and I thought it was dreadful, which is is a funny thing to say, isn't it? But he was dreadful. He was absolutely awful. He was absolutely awful at holding the ball. He got caught with the ball too many times. He was supposed to be an option up front for our players to clear. It never really happened. It never really became an option. When it was punted up, he either lost it or whatever. I mean, to be honest with you, I think that was crying out for Sterling, Phil Foden to be in that role, because I think even Phil Foden would have done far better at holding the ball up and actually taking players on and beating players. And obviously, it was his fitness and his, I think that was ideal last night for Phil Foden to come on at some stage. But Sterling scored 2 goals. Well, we got the 2 goals. I don't know. Anyway, it was a well taken goal, but again, the goalkeeper I thought was very poor. I thought he gave Sterling the easy chance just to dink it over him. I think Sterling was a bit hesitant, but Patricio made his mind up for him because he's just very poor goalkeeping again. So both goals, I think Patricio, I like as a goalkeeper, was very poor. So 2-0. Did I go mad? Probably not. I just, again, the way we sat back, the way we put 5 men behind the ball. It wasn't long. We didn't get long to it. I think it was within 5 minutes, Traore. The wonderful Traore, the Mr. who obviously everyone knows what Traore is. I mean, it's nice to see Sterling foul him once and get away with it, but he pulled him back in it on 54 minutes, and you could see it. It was just ridiculous. And then the next Pep masterclass. I mean, I'm sorry, Pep. I mean, on and off the pitch, we were terrible last night. Obviously, we don't practice getting 10 men behind the ball in training, do we? That's not what City do. We don't play that sort of game. But to bring Gundogan on, no, sorry. Gundogan in a game like that, absolute error. As I said, at that stage, even bring Foden. I mean, I would have brought probably Foden on at half time and jigged it around and give more attacking options, because the defence was going to be struggling. But Gundogan, sorry, no, I didn't. I don't. I think I will go through the Stuart Brennan rating later, but it's hard to score the City players last night because. But Gundogan wasn't going to do anything. Gundogan doesn't like Maeva. He doesn't like being crowded out. And I'm sorry, he wasn't the sort of player to bring on, in my opinion. I mean, for what it's worth. Traore had another chance quickly. KDB, then again, let's go back to that. Gundogan. I mean, KDB, again, apart from that setup for the goal, was very poor on the ball. He was also giving the ball away. And in a defensive game like that, where we're backs to the wall, KDB was pretty bad as well. I wasn't overly impressed with that. So I wasn't surprised he went off, but Gundogan, well, there you go. Traore had another quick chance on 68 minutes. And to be honest with you, we were slicing the ball. Players like Bernardo, who had a good game, was probably one of my man of the matches last night. In defence, we were slicing the ball. We were hoofing it into the air. The panic. I mean, there was no calmness. I've seen City teams with 10 men. Play calm football. There was no calmness last night. It was panic. It was just panic stations all over the pitch. It was absolutely dreadful. Bravo was okay at the back. He was collecting some crosses. He was doing okay at that. But we all know Bravo's Achilles heel is actually saving shots, as I said a little bit ago in one of the other vlogs. He's the only keeper that I know isn't a big keeper, but makes himself look smaller in the goal. And when he has shots in corners of goals, he's not getting to them. He's very rarely getting to those shots. So it wasn't long before. Well, it was 82 minutes. So, I mean, we did last, but you could see it coming, couldn't you? 82 minutes, Mendy. I have no idea what he was doing. No idea what he was doing. I think, hadn't a City player headed it and he was trying to shepherd it out? I don't know. I mean, again, footballing brain with the Edison situation, with that situation. Traore, yeah, he did foul, probably fouled him, and another referee should have given that. I mean, so if you shoulder charge someone in the back, that's not a foul. But hey, I mean, he probably deserved it for being such a total idiot, Mendy. And obviously, that brought it back to 2-2, the ball across, well taken goal. Plenty of defenders. We had plenty of defenders in there, but okay, there you go. And 89 minutes. I can sort of remember the goal on 89 minutes. But again, Wolves weren't playing scintillating stuff. I mean, they just simple little shadow pass, little 1-2s, and they were through our defence. We were terrible. And yeah, on 93 minutes, still, it never looks as though it's going to go in, did it? Sterling hit the bar with that. So I've not even done any good bads, because that's all bad to me today. Even the goals, even the penalty goal and the Sterling goal, because Sterling was bad. I thought Sterling was awful as a player tonight, and he has been for a few games, and he's not improving. He needs a rest, and obviously we're struggling to give players a rest at the moment. Wolves didn't panic. Wolves saves a simple ball in the so Sterling 93 minutes hit the bar, but it was never looking as though it was going to go in, and it was never going to happen, was it? We didn't deserve it, to be honest with you, even though we were 2-0 up, and I was thinking we might get away with this one, but I thought it was quite embarrassing. I think we're giving teams like Wolves and the fans that we're not becoming a laughing. How can you become a laughing stock? We've been a superb team, but we are falling down a little bit. We are losing some of that. I don't know that. I mean, it's teams will take the mick of City, whatever, but we're making it easy for teams and fans now to pour scorn on us. I mean, it's turning into a disaster class, and I love to be there shouting my heart out, my head off tomorrow against Sheffield United. Of course I will. And it's these sort of games I can usually look back and, and I was a bit like that last night, but I just thought the whole game was quite an embarrassment from City's point of view. And as I said, it was a microcosm for the season. Pep Watch, I thought his decisions. Team was pretty good. I didn't find any problem with the team particularly. I thought that was a pretty good team to put out. Aguero, I was quite surprised, but as I said, we had no option, didn't we? So that was a good team he picked. Not much options with the defenders, etc. I'll do really, again, Pep, please, Foden had to be on at some stage last night. I know his options were limited once we make a sub after 11 minutes, but Foden would have been ideal for last night. Give him the chance. I think he would have added something. And perhaps we didn't have to go 1 or 2-0 up if Foden had been on the pitch. Perhaps it would have been a different game as well. And because I said Sterling scoring 2 goals, I'm struggling with player scores today. I must admit, I've been a bit kinder than I thought, I think, because I don't know, it was a hard night. It was, but it just didn't. I'm not embarrassed by City. Of course, I'm not embarrassed, but I'm disappointed. I think it's disappointed's the word in what we're doing this season. I think we're disappointed. We've got lots to go for, haven't we? And we've got Carabao Cup. We've got to beat United. We've got to go there and do them yet, which is no easy task. We've got the FA Cup. Of course, we've got the Champions League. And yes, if we play like we do last night and the cool, no calmness, with no one on the pitch, no leaders on the pitch for a start, with no leadership. But we knew that. We knew we were going to struggle for leadership once Vinny had gone on and off the pitch. There's no cool heads. I don't think Pep's a calm head off the pitch. I didn't see, there wasn't much. Obviously, I watched it on the TV last night. I don't get the impression that he was out organising the troops at all. He had his say at half time. I would have been interested to see what was said at half time, because I didn't think we were particularly inspired, even though we went 2-0 up after half time. I didn't think we were particularly inspired. Going 5 at the back is not how we play as City. And I think we were better to be more positive, and we weren't. And I think the writing was on the wall. And Gundogan, that was his last tactical manoeuvre. We're still winning the game at that stage. No, so totally wrong. I just think it was awful. Let's have a quick look at Stuart Brennan watch. Let's go on to that. I won't do the players watch just yet. Let me just have a look how Stuart summed up the game actually from last night on his report. See what he actually said on that. My phone was working, which has stopped working at the moment. Right, topsy-turvy game, pot marked by VAR shenanigans. Well, VAR, and eventually littered with costly MCFC errors. My verdict. So Stuart Brennan. Two Man City men let Molineux heroes down. So in other words, he's blaming 2 players for last night. Pep Guardiola's team was on course for a famous victory until a horrendous mistake from a French left-back set them on the road to do that. I think if he'd even made that mistake, we were still going to get beat, or at least draw the game or get beat anyway. 12 heroes, 2 silly boys, Stuart Brennan goes on. Manchester City came within 10 minutes of a stunning win at Wolves, but were ultimately let down by 2 more crazy pieces of individual mayhem. Ederson's red card put the Blues on the back foot, but Raheem Sterling's double took the 10 men to the brink of victory. Bit over-dramatic, Stuart. Only for Benjamin Mendes and Wolves a late equaliser, which led to a sickening late winner from Matt Doherty. Well, there you go. Mendy's errors trying to shepherd the ball out of play when he should have simply cleared it was unforgivable, yes. He was robbed by Traore, whose early goal had dragged Wolves back down from 2-0, and he crossed for Jimenez to score. That drained the remaining energy out of the City legs. I think it only drained by then. Physically and mentally, I think mentally we were poor last night in the result, which could also have repercussions in 2 days' time when they do have to take on Sheffield United. City remain 14 points behind leaders. Liverpool also have a game in hand. Wolves celebrated their first league double over City since 60-61 season. Yet again, it was a game stained by the VAR, even though the two big calls were correct. The pontificating meant the incredible 7 minutes of added time in a fractious first half. There had been a feeling that City have felt the rough edge of VAR, and it goes on with that. The player report, a bit, some I agree with, some I totally disagree with. Player ratings, let's have a quick look at those. Well, obviously, Ederson's not going to do very well, is he? Here we go. Let's have a look at these. Ederson had nothing to do, but his dash out of goal was ill-judged and put City on the back foot from the start of the game. So he gave him a 3. Ederson, yeah, I give him a 3 as well. I thought needless, silly. He's got to think sometimes. I love Ederson. He's great, but Kyle Walker had to dig in for some smart and rugged defending as City clung on to their lead while they had it, and his pace was an asset. So he's give Clive Walker a 7. You'll find in the Stuart Brennan's very generous, a lot of the players. Walker, I was as I say, 6 for turning up in my opinion. I'll give him a 6.5. I don't think Walker was the worst of the bunch. Fernandinho, defending like this is not his game. Like this is not his game, but he showed he's a warrior as well as a footballer. Well, we know it's not his game, but that's the position he's in at the moment. You give Fernandinho an 8. I give him a 6.5 again. I'm going to give all the defenders a 6.5 actually, because I just thought they didn't get any help from the midfield defensively. So I'm not going to go mad on them for last night. So they were panicking, but so was everybody else. So we give Fernandinho an 8. Otamendi, ill at ease in early stages, but when it descended into trench warfare, his fighting spirit shone through, headed everything, and he's give Otamendi a 9. I'll have a pint of what Stuart's on. I'll give Otamendi a 6.5 as well. I mean, yeah, we battled away, but come on, 9. Benjamin Mendy kept Traore fairly quiet for long spells and did plenty of good work until he spoiled it all with a ridiculous piece of defending. He's given Mendy 4. I give Mendy 3. I'm sorry, I'm just giving him a 3. I think it was, as I said, all the defenders got 6.5. But I think Mendy, just for that, I'll give him the same as Ederson. I think he was just as culpable. Rodri did the vital job protecting and aiding his back four almost to perfection. Barely wasted a pass as well. And he give him 8 out of 10. Rodri again. I'll give him a 6.5 out again. I don't know what I was watching last night. I don't know. I was looking for players to praise and stand out, but they were all a gibbering wreck to me. I don't know. But obviously, Stuart's giving him an 8. Kevin De Bruyne starved the ball for long spells, but made use of it to assist Sterling's second goal. Then preserved for Sunday, 7 out of 10. I'll give Kevin DB 6. Because although that was a great ball through, I just thought he was terrible. I just thought he was awful. Again, Stuart Brennan giving him a 7. Been very, very kind. Bernardo Silva, who was probably one of my better man of the matches, an absolute master at maintaining possession and frustrating the opposition in these situations. Magical at times. And Stuart's given him a 9. I give Bernardo a 7. It's quite funny, these rating. I give Bernardo a 7. He did sky balls and look a bit panicky like the rest of them, but you can't blame him. But he did look as though at least he was one player who could hold the ball and do something. But as I say, he had no outlets. Ryan was a waste of time as an outlet, so I'll just give him a 7. So that was one of my high scores. It's probably my high score of the night. Riyad Mahrez was not having the best of nights, but he's skipping, running to the penalty area. He brought the spot kick, which brought City ahead. Yeah, well, he's not lying. He did bring us the penalty. He's giving him a 7, which is I've given Mahrez a 6 again, just for turning up. And he won us the penalty, but again, when we're defending and stuff, Mahrez isn't the player you want. And when you're in the trenches, a lot of those players, KDB, Sterling, Mahrez, I wouldn't take in the trenches with me. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't. I might take Otamendi with me, Fernandinho, obviously, and Walker, but I wouldn't take Mendy. I'd send Mendy in dispatches somewhere if it was in the trenches. So we give Riyad Mahrez a 7, I give him a 6. Sergio Aguero, no time to mark. No. Not really. So ignore that. Raheem Sterling twice missed a penalty, but ended up with 2 more goals to take his season tally to 20. And Raheem Sterling got a wonderful 8 off Stuart. I don't know. I want to give Raheem Sterling a 4. I mean, I'll give him a 6 because he'd scored 2 goals, but I thought he was pretty dreadful most of the game, to be honest with you, apart from the goals. And, what can you do? What can you score a player like that? Claudio Bravo stood up well. He gave him a 7. Stood up well. Yeah, that's just about sums up Bravo. Stood up well. He doesn't go down very well to save shots, so that's the problem with Bravo. But he did look okay for cross. I think I've said in the past he's not too bad on crosses. Bravo, he's probably better than Ederson on crosses and things into the box. But yeah, he stood up well, but he didn't fall down so well to get the goals for the goals. But there you go. He gives Stuart Claudio Bravo a 7. Did I score him? Yeah, I give him a 6. I just give him a 6 for turning up. Having the balls to run out there. And finally, Eric Garcia. Yeah, I can't really have a downer on Garcia. He was asked to do a hard job with the back 5. He didn't do anything special that I got noticed. Didn't do anything wonderful that I noticed. I mean, I don't think our bodies were flying all over the place for last minute shots, etc. But I give him a 6. I nearly give him a 6.5. But obviously Garcia a 7 from Stuart. It's a little bit over the top. A few comments from some people on Twitter. Glenn Bradley, how does Ederson get a 3 but Aguero sub Ederson get a not on long enough to score? Sort it out. Let's hear the explanation for that. Well, I think the explanation for that, mate, is because Ederson just made a total cock up of it. Giving Sterling a 4 is even pushing it for me, says Shauna Carey. I'm Vendor. How dare you give Otamendi a 9 when you give away so many useless fouls and was at fault for Jota running through and died unnecessarily for the 3rd goal. Johnny Anders wrote, Sterling was absolutely terrible, couldn't hold the ball up, let the team down massively. Sanu 3161, simply put, Pep put his team in a bad position. Yeah, that's common sense. Sterling clearly needs rest, but somehow Aguero makes way for Ederson. Garcia for Mahrez and Gundo for KDB were all decisions Pep wishes he could take back. Better luck next time. That probably sums up Pep. Top cat. Man City usually have difficulty breaking down smaller team defending deep with 10 players, but today easily conceded 3 goals trying to defend deep with 9 players. Yeah, incredibly generous grades. Crisis, our defence is a shambles. Watching a different game to me, mate. 18 million keeper, that's the worst I've ever seen. 8s and 9s everywhere when they've just blown a 2-goal lead and lost it. So, as you can gather from that, I don't think many people agree with Stuart Brennan. There's a lot of anger out there because there was anger. We're fed up with that, as I said, it was disappointing. A little bit embarrassing, but I'm not going to embarrass by Manchester City. My club are a great team. We played some great stuff the last 2 seasons, but this is this season, isn't it? And we are letting ourselves down badly on and off the pitch. There's too many players not doing it for us at the moment. There's too many players perhaps not getting a chance to do it on a more regular basis. Perhaps, give Garcia a chance. Foden, cried out for him last night. His legs, his pace, his energy, his love for the club. And let's face it, we've not a lot of leadership on that pitch. I don't think we had a lot of leadership off the pitch. So, Pep Watch this week, I was quite unimpressed. I was happy with the team he picked, but the decisions he made during the night were very poor. He looked positive in the after thing, but I think him and his backroom staff have got a lot to sort out, a lot of problems. Before I just quick look at the Sheffield United game, obviously on Twitter, a couple of other things. There was the thing about the Leicester game, and obviously there was a shot when Mahrez scored the goal. The two forwards of Fernandinho and actually in the box as forwards, opposite sides of the penalty box. This is Eric Garcia ball, where Fernandinho and Otamendi as our 2 strikers. So we didn't see much of that last night, did we? But that was interesting on Twitter. And obviously the fallout of the United allocation of tickets for the United League Cup semi-final. City killed the cup scheme stone dead. This is at Boovy Craig. Absolutely no point being on them anymore. You've dropped an absolute clanger. You'll remember when you're asking for an increase on season tickets next year, as usual. Yeah, there's a lot of animosity. I'm a bit mixed with it. I think there's a lot of animosity and anger at the derby game at the Etihad. A lot of trouble, I think. But hey, the police, that's what the police are there to do. And a night game after a working day, it's not going to be the same problems. And I think it's pretty pathetic by City and United, to be honest with you. At Mothball69, Paul MCFC Johnson. Next time, Pep, something comes out when Pep comes out pontificating, he used a nastier word than that, about how he wants us to show more support. It's a two-way street. We have been shafted today and we won't forget. So again, about the ticket allocation. Yeah, I mean, I had a chance. I don't get to Old Trafford. I don't have enough points to get to Old Trafford for league games, but obviously I'm on the League Cup scheme and I've also got a reasonable amount of points. So I was hoping to get a ticket for the Derby game if we've got 7,000 or 8,000 tickets, but so I won't be able to get there now unless I get a ticket in the United end at some stage, which is possible. My son went last year; he got a ticket for the United end. So, but that's not how it should be, should it? Really? Thatcher's elbow. Bennett Thatcher's elbow. Sergio Aguero scores a dramatic last-minute goal to seal a maiden Premier League title for Man City. Was number 2 in the sports moments of the decade. Obviously, number 2. Take your anti-City bias with you. This was Sky Sports. Obviously, Leicester was named the number 1 sports moments of the decade. So, a little bit of fallout on that. And that's it on Twitter. Sheffield United, well, it's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, I'm just going to be very philosophical tomorrow when I go to the game. If you spot me out and about around the ground, please come and see me. Sheffield United are 6 away from home. They're unbeaten. So we're going to have to suffer. They're going to have to suffer their first defeat. I was saying 3-1 the other day with this after last night. I'm still letting my heart rule my head and saying that we'll win 2-1. But that's my heart. I honestly would not be surprised 1 iota tomorrow with Bravo in goal. Obviously, that we would get beat by Sheffield United tomorrow. I think we're a wounded animal, and we're a wounded animal who's running out of energy, running out of options and energy. Again, on and off the pitch. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I've not checked the odds this morning. Yesterday, before the City game last night, City were 1-5 on, 7-1 the draw, 19-1 for Sheffield United. So, a couple of quid on the draw, and Sheffield United wouldn't, might be an interesting option. The sort of go for them. If you're a gambling man, which I used to be, but I'm not anymore, sadly. The team, well, let's think. Bravo in goal. You've not got much option. I'd play Walker. I mean, again, it depends on how fit everyone is, but I'd play Walker again. But obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if Cancelo came in there. Ferner and Otamendi again, but I'm hoping Garcia might get a game. But against Sheffield United, big team, physical, good on set pieces. Perhaps you need Ferner and Otamendi. I'd bring Zinchenko in again, and perhaps a game may call out for a little bit of Zinchenko last night, but Zinchenko wasn't used, so I'd play probably Zinchenko. I wouldn't let Menu anywhere near the football pitch at the moment. Rodri again, if he's okay. KDB, yeah, I mean, he's got to put that, as I said, I thought it was pretty awful, apart from his through ball for the goal and a couple of other things, but I think in the main he was pretty awful last night. So I put KDB. I put Foden in there, but we're just going to see Gundogan, aren't we? I think Gundogan, Pep's going to start with Gundogan tomorrow. Sheffield United, Gundogan, probably not, but hey, you never know. Bernardo's at least playing himself back into a little bit of form. Aguero's going to play, obviously, you rested him. He's got to play the full game, isn't he? And will he stick Mahrez? He may stick Mahrez up there. Again, options are pretty small. As I said, I'll go for City 2-1, but that's my head rule. That's my heart rule in my head on that one tomorrow. And please remember, we have the remembrance tomorrow for the City fans and players and people who've been attached to City over the years. Remembrance of those on the big screen. So if you can get in a little bit early tomorrow, please remember that. So that's a nice touch when we remember the people who've sadly left the City family this season or this year, 2019. We're going to 2020. Interesting. It's an interesting city, isn't it, going into 2020? Liverpool are absolutely loving it, aren't they? You can't blame them. If I was a Liverpool fan, I would be over the moon and far away. Hey, you could win this by 30, 35 points. Obviously they may have an easing off when they know they won it, and they might, But then again, with this Liverpool team, it's so well organised, so consistent in the way it plays. They can even put the second 11 out, make 4 or 5 changes and still be comfortable in games now. There's just something about Aura. They won that world. You can call this World Club Champion thing a Mickey Mouse thing, and it is, in my opinion. But the psychological effect, it makes you think you're unbeatable. The fans think you're unbeatable. Obviously, they're now singing they're the champions of the world, etc., which is fair enough. We'll still sing our song about us being the greatest in the world, won't we? We used to sing that. We're in the second division, so we're not going to stop singing that. But yeah, the Liverpool fans can sing we are the champions of the world, which is fair enough. There'll soon be champions of England as well, which is ironic, really, isn't it? The champions of the world now without being champions of England for 30 years. But hey, you know, the confidence it gives them on and off the pitch, which our confidence on and off the pitch is rock bottom. Liverpool's on and off the pitch is in the stratosphere at the moment, and they believe they're unbeatable, and they pretty much are at the moment. You know, that 4-0 against Leicester. Leicester was terrible, but Liverpool were just they're a juggernaut, unfortunately, and the fans are loving it. And we wouldn't we? It's, obviously, they're not. Perhaps, I mean, we've got one or two City fans who are a bit cocky with it, but most of us are quite laid back about us winning things. Obviously, our treble went virtually unnoticed by most people, apart from City fans. So, hey, we're not going to hear the last of this Liverpool season, are we? But you know, they chose cups again. They decided not to go in the League Cup, so they got themselves knocked out of that. They might. I don't even think they're going to play Wigan in the FA Cup now. They've got so many points in the bag. They can play strong teams now in the FA Cup, Champions League, and the league from now till the end of the season. I don't see any problem for Liverpool. We thought December they struggled. We're at the end of December now, and they have not struggled one iota. Absolutely. Well, all credit to them. But obviously, I don't have many Liverpool fans on Twitter, but they're mainly blocked. I get to see stuff secondhand from guys I follow, but most of those are. I can't see him because I blocked the original Liverpool fan. But hey, take it in good spirit, don't we? No. Anyway, that's tomorrow. If you are at the game tomorrow, please come and have a chat. And remember, as I say, get in for that remembrance thing. That'll be great. I'll be back with a look at the next game on what day is it tomorrow? So it's Sunday, Monday. I'll be back to have a look at who we're playing, Everton on New Year's Day, and then obviously we've got a cup game after that. Yeah, Port Vale at home as well. So 3 home games on the trot now. I'll be back each day to do a City present. I've also put together, which will go out now. I've edited it and everything. A little City quiz, 20 questions, 71 points up for grabs, which will be on the Citizen vlog, City Pass vlog, and that'll be out next 2-3 days before the new year or just at the new year. So you can have a bit of fun with that. Nice City quiz. See how many points you get. I got 59, I think, out of 71, and I wrote it. But hey, I'll tell you how I do that. I do movie quizzes as well on my other sites for film vlogs. So I do have a way of knowing what I would have scored, and I'm quite, I just basically think if I hadn't done the check on things, what would they have known? And I try and be honest in my score. So if you can get more than 59, you'd probably do really well. Obviously, younger players, even younger guys have a go because it's still a bit of fun and you'll learn something anyway at the end of the day. And there's some interesting stuff in there. And it's a visual thing as well, using programs and old papers, etc. So please look out for that on the Citizen Pass vlog, which will be out in the next 2 or 3 days. Anyway, thanks for watching that. Push the old subscribe button, push the bell notifications. Please tell your friends. I do links to all the other City vlogs and podcasts down in my comments section. I'll give them support. If you do a City vlog or podcast and you're not down there, please let me know and I'll add you to the list. And so please tell your friends about this, and hopefully there's a lot out there, and hopefully I added something a little bit different to what is out there. Certainly with the Citizen Pass ones, looking at City's history, it's a little bit different to what's already out there, isn't there? So please have a look at that. And obviously, if you're into movies, board games, posters, please have a look at my film vlogs, all on the playlist. So just look at the comments below, look at all the links to everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got any comments to make them below, or follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie. So just put your comments on there and I'll get back to you. And hopefully I'll see some of you tomorrow if you spot me. No, I don't usually wear my glasses. I usually wear my contact lenses for the matches. So, this will be me. See how totally different I am without my glasses on. So they'll probably have a hat on as well. So all baldy, I'll have a hat on. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. That was fun, wasn't it? Great. Come on, City till we die. Best team in the land and all the world. We always will be. But I don't know. After last night, I can't. I have no words for last night. No words whatsoever. I'm gobsmacked about what I saw last night. Anyway, all the best. Thank you so much for watching. Whatever you're doing, the rest of you have a great one. Look after yourself. Look after your friends. Of course, look after your family. And I'll see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.